Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, verse number 10. Tadam te vidasyami Mahapaurishiko bhavan Yasya shadatam ashu Syan mukunte mati sati. Translation. That very Srimad Bhagavatam I shall recite before you because you are the most sincere devotee of Lord Krishna. One who gives full attention and respect to hearing Srimad Bhagavatam achieves unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord, the giver of salvation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam is recognized Vedic wisdom, and the system of receiving Vedic knowledge is called Avaroha Pantha, or the process of receiving transcendental knowledge through bona fide disciplic succession. For advancement of material knowledge, there is a need for personal ability and researching aptitude. But in the case of spiritual knowledge, all progress depends more or less on the mercy of the spiritual master. The spiritual master must be satisfied with the disciple. Only then is the knowledge automatically manifest before the student of spiritual science. The process should not, however, be misunderstood to be something like magical feats whereby the spiritual master acts like a magician and injects spiritual knowledge into his disciple as if surcharging him with an electrical current. The bona fide spiritual master reasonably explains everything to the disciple on the authorities of Vedic wisdom. The disciple can receive such teachings not exactly intellectually but by submissive inquiries and a service attitude. The idea is that both the spiritual master and the disciple must be bona fide. In this case, the spiritual master, Srila Goswami, is ready to recite exactly what he has learned from his great father, Srila Vyasadeva. And the disciple, Maharaja Parikshit, is a great devotee of Lord Krishna. A devotee of Lord Krishna is he who believes sincerely that by becoming a devotee of the Lord, one becomes fully equipped with everything spiritual. This teaching is imparted by the Lord himself in the pages of the Bhagavad Gita, in which it's clearly described that the Lord Sri Krishna is everything, and that to surrender unto him solely and wholly makes one the most perfectly pious man. This unflinching faith in Lord Krishna prepares one to become a student of Srimad Bhagavatam. And one who hears Srimad Bhagavatam from a devotee like a Srila Goswami is sure to attain salvation at the end, as Maharaja Parikshit did. The professional reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam and the pseudo devotees whose faith is based on 1 week's hearing are different from Srila Goswami and Maharaja Parikshit. Srila Vyasadeva explained Srimad Bhagavatam unto Srila Goswami from the very beginning of Janmadasya verse. So, Srila Goswami also explained it to the king. Lord Krishna is described as Mahapurusha in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, in his devotional feature as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself in his devotional attitude, descended on earth to bestow special favors upon the fallen souls of this age of Kali. There are 2 verses particularly suitable to offer as prayers to this Mahapurusha feature of Lord Krishna. Deyam sada paribhava gnam abhishta doham tirthaspadam shivavrinchi nutam sharanyam Brityarthiham pranata pala avadhi potham vande mahapurusha te charnara vindam. Tyaktva sudustyacha surapeshta raja lakshmi dharmishta arya vachasa yadagat aranyam maya mrigam daitepsitam anvadavat vande mahapurushate charnara vindam. In other words, the Purusha means the enjoyer, and Mahapurusha means the supreme enjoyer or the supreme personality of God, Sri Krishna. One who deserves to approach the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is called Mahapaurishika. Anyone who hears Srimad Bhagavatam attentively from its bona fide reciter is sure to become a sincere devotee of the Lord, who is able to award liberation. There was none so attentive as Maharaja Parikshit in the matter of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and there was none so qualified as Shukadeva Goswami to recite the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, anyone who follows in the footsteps of either the ideal reciter or the ideal hearer, Shukadeva Goswami and Maharaja Parikshit respectively, will undoubtedly attain salvation like them. Maharaja Parikshit attained salvation by hearing only, and Shukadeva Goswami attained salvation by reciting. Recitation and hearing are the two in the entire universe. All the great personalities like Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Chayavana, Bhrigu, Bharadvaj, Parashrama, Vyasadeva, Narada Muni, many great personalities, they arrived at the spot where Maharaja Parikshit was sitting. Because all of them knew very well there will be Krishna Katha. They want to hear Krishna Katha. So all of them assembled. Maharaja Parikshit received all the great personalities and stood up and addressed them. Oh Brahmanas, actually I was very much attached to my family life. Very much attached to my family. Krishna, out of kindness upon me, he appeared in the form of a Brahmana boy curse and took away everything from me. Left his wife, children, family, kingdom, everything. Parikshit Maharaj teaches us how to accept the reverses in our life. Like in Narada Muni, when he lost his mother, he accepted it's a mercy of the Lord. He did not cry, "Oh Krishna, I am always absorbed in chanting your name. Why did you take my mother away from me?" It's a small boy, just a 5-year-old boy. But he took that as a mercy of the Lord. Now I am free. Let me focus my mind completely upon Lord Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj, he left everything. No, let me focus my mind upon Krishna alone. Similarly, Chitraketu, he was cursed by Mother Parvati because he spoke sarcastically at Lord Shiva. Though it was not wrong, nevertheless he was cursed by Mother Parvati to become demon. He took the curse as the blessings of the Lord. He did not counter curse Mother Parvati. The devotees generally accept all the reverses as the mercy of the Lord. Here Parikshit Maharaja accepted this curse of the Brahmana. Is a way by which he can get detached from his family life to focus his mind completely upon Krishna. And he said to the Brahmanas, whatever the magical bird created by the Brahmana son, it can bite me at once. I'm not afraid of my life. Why? Because I have taken shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Therefore, I am not afraid of my death. I only want to hear. I only desire. What? All of you should chant the glories of Lord Krishna. I don't want anything. I desire that all of you chant the glories of Lord. I want to hear that. I don't want anything. Then he offered a prayer. If at all I pray, if at all I have to take birth again, I should have complete attachment to Lord Krishna. In the next life, if I have to take birth again, I will have complete attachment for Lord Krishna. I should associate only with the devotees. I should be friendly with all jivas. 6 crore years. 30.6 crores. They appeared in the first Manvantara. Now this is 7th Manvantara. So 6 Manvantara has gone. So almost 180 crore year old people were there. Not just imagine. This small boy, for them, Shukadeva Goswami is nothing. Just a very, very young boy. But when he entered the assembly, all the great personalities, except Vyasadeva and Narada Muni, because Vyasadeva was his father, naturally not to get up. Narada Muni was guru of Vyasadeva. Except these two personalities, including Lord Parshurama, he got up to show respect to Shukadeva Goswami. Just like the school, when teacher enters, naturally all the students have to get up to show respect to teacher. Here, Shukadeva Goswami is so exalted, even though many rishis, 100 crore year old, 180 years, 180 crores year old, they all got up to show respect to Shukadeva Goswami because of his exalted position in spiritual life. Then he was made to sit on the elevated asana called Vyasasana. Then all of them sat. Parikshit Maharaj approached Shukadeva Goswami and said, "O Brahmana, you are the spiritual master of the saintly people and devotees. Therefore, I am begging you to show the way of perfection for everyone, especially one who's about to die. What a man should chant, hear, remember, and worship, and what he should not do." This is the question put forward by Parikshit Maharaj to Shukadeva Goswami. That is the end of the first canto. Shukadeva Goswami appeared and Maharaj Parikshit asked this question. This canto begins with the Shukadeva Goswami response to Parikshit Maharaj. He appreciated Parikshit Maharaj for asking such a wonderful question. "My dear king, you asked worthy question. It's highly beneficial to everyone. Your question is so glorious. Answer to this question will benefit every jiva." Because chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord is so auspicious activity. Anyone who chants the glories of the Lord, he gets purified. The inquirer, he gets purified. The audience, they get purified. Speaker gets purified, hearer gets purified, and the audience get purified. So auspicious. Just like a mother Ganges, wherever it flows, the place becomes purified. And the one who comes and take bath, he becomes purified. Similarly, this Bhagavata Purana, Wherever it is spoken, the place is also become purified. Shukadeva Goswami is so exalted because Parikshit Maharaj wanted to hear. He was a devotee right from the beginning of his life. And he wanted to be completely absorbed in hearing the glories of Lord Krishna. Therefore, he put forward this question. Whom should one remember, chant, remember, worship, hear about? And Shukadeva Goswami, since he is always absorbed in Krishnamati, Krishna consciousness, therefore he can sanctify any places into place of pilgrimage. Why? Because they present the Bhagavatam as it is without any deviation. If anyone hears Bhagavatam sincerely, attentively, and present the same to others, he can purify the hearer, can purify the person who hears, and purify the place. So because pure devotee carry Krishna in their heart, just like Lord Vishnu spoke this Bhagavatam to Lord Brahma. Brahma heard, and in turn he spoke this to his son Narada. Narada in turn he spoke to Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva in turn he spoke to Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So when one speaks the knowledge received exactly in the parampara, it purifies the audience, purifies the place. Vidura, during the Mahabharata war, he did not want to take part in the war because he was insulted by Duryodhana. Therefore, he left for pilgrimage. He went on a pilgrimage. He visited many holy places. He met Maitreya on the bank of Ganges and received transcendental knowledge. It took many years. Later, when he came to know that all the Kurus died and Yudhishthira Maharaj became emperor, and his brother Dhritarashtra was living comfortably in Hastinapura. Although he was very old, he was living comfortably. Vidura felt compassion for his brother Dhritarashtra. He wanted to come and give him the transcendental knowledge which he heard from Maitreya. He reached home, rushed home, and he was received by Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he was inquiring from Vidura, where have you gone? Which are the places you visited? At the time he addressed Vidura, Bhavatvida Bhagavada Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kruvanti Tirthani Svantasena Gadabrita. Oh my Lord, personality is like yourself, your good self. It's like your good self, like your good or holy places personified, pilgrimage personified. Wherever you go, you can turn the place into a place of pilgrimage. Why? Because they carry Krishna in their heart. Wherever Krishna is there, the place is purified. That's called holy tirtha, holy place. Wherever Krishna is there, that is called holy place. Similarly, devotee carries Krishna in their heart. So wherever the devotees go, they take Krishna also. Therefore they can purify the place where they visit. So here Shukadeva Goswami is carrying Krishna. Therefore he can convert any places into the place of pilgrimage. Therefore Parikshit Maharaj approached the right person who can deliver the knowledge properly. So Shukadeva Goswami, he explained about the activities of karmis in the first. Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nirunam Santi Sahasrasa Apashittam Atmatatum Greshu Gramedinam. O king, the Gramedis, the materialist, the householders who are materially engrossed, householders who are materially engrossed, they are blind to self-knowledge, self-realization. Being blind to the self-realization, for them, they've got many subject matter to discuss. They are not interested in the spiritual life. The materialistic people, the so-called householders, gramadis, they are completely absorbed in the materialistic life. They are not aware about the spiritual life. They are not interested to know about the spiritual life. For them, there are many subject matters are there to discuss, to hear. Such kind of gramadis, they work day and night. During the daytime, they work hard to earn money and enjoy sense gratification rest of the day. They do not know the purpose of human life is meant for going back home, back to God. But they simply be absorbed in sense gratification. There was one prostitute. Both the king and the minister, both of them were attached to the prostitute. Both of them were attached to the prostitute. The minister took permission from the king. Actually, he told a lie to king. So he cannot say that I want to go to prostitute house, I want to enjoy, I have a nice time with the prostitute. He cannot go and ask leave for that. So he took leave. King sanctioned, please take care. So the ministry came to the prostitute house. And both of them talking, having nice time. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. Both of them were surprised. What is this? Dead night, somebody is knocking the door. Who is that? So the prostitute said, wait, let me go and see. She opened the window. King was there. King also entered. He was standing outside. So the minister got panicked. What to do? Somehow she prayed, please help me. So generally, during those time, there is no UG underground drainage. People have to pass through urine, means there will be some pit. Everything will go into the pit. There is a backyard of the house. Immediately she took the minister and this pit is there. She opened the plate and sit inside. So he got inside the stool pit and covered the pit with a plate. And she came and opened the door. King came. And both of them were having a nice time. Morning, the king went. So immediately she came and opened the pit chamber, the cover, and the person came out. Said, I am not going to commit this sinful activity anymore. The prostitute asked, how come overnight you become self-realized? That minister said, this one night I cannot tolerate the stinking smell of the urine and stool. If I commit sinful activity, then I have to enter into the womb of another woman, where the jiva, the child, is packed within the bag. And the child passes urine and passes stool, and is there within the bag of the stool and urine, his own stool and urine. Just imagine how difficult the jiva has to undergo. I don't want to enter into the womb of anybody. I want to practice Krishna consciousness. I want to go back home, back to God. So, intelligent man wants to become free from all miseries. How to become free from all miseries? That Shukadeva Goswami explains. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Chetata Abhayam. If one wants to become free from all miseries, what one has to do? Shrotavya Kirtitavya Smartavya. One should hear, chant, and remember. Smartavya. Lord Hari. One should hear about Lord Krishna. One should glorify Lord Krishna. One should remember Lord Krishna if one wants to become free from all miseries. Because whatever activities we do in this life, that will influence our thought at the time of death. Whatever activities we perform in this life, that will influence our thought at the time of death. Therefore, Shukadeva Goswami says, always chant, hear, remember, worship the personality of God at Lord Sri Krishna. Etavan Sankhya Yogabhyam Sadharma Parishtaya Janmalabha Parapumsan Ante Narayana Smriti. The highest perfection of life is achieved either by Sankhya philosophy, knowing the distinction between the body and matter, the soul, or practicing mistake yoga, 8 kind of perfection in the mistake yoga, or swadharma, performing one's prescribed duty, varna and ashrama. Whatever one may do, gymnastic, the highest perfection is achieved by remembering Lord Narayana at the time of death. So, this is the most important subject matter which everyone should know. If one wants to become free from all miseries, one must chant, hear, remember, worship Lord Krishna. Now, what is the qualification required to speak Bhagavata Purana? The qualification is to receive the knowledge from the bona fide representative of Lord Krishna, like a Shukadeva Goswami or Vyasadeva. When one hears this knowledge from personalities like a Vyasadeva or Shukadeva Goswami, it will become very, very potent. Then he can speak the same knowledge to others so that they can get benefit. The Shukadeva Goswami's qualification is, it is described in the Bhagavatam. Harer guna akshiptamati Bhagavan bhadaranayi adega mahadakyanam nityam Vishnu jana priya. Shukadeva Goswami was always absorbed the qualities of Hari. Harer guna. Guna means qualities. Akshipta means absorbed. Shukadeva Goswami is completely absorbed in the transcendental qualities of Lord Krishna. Therefore, he was so powerful and is very, very dear to devotees of the Lord. Thus, he underwent this to study this Bhagavatam. He seriously studied this Bhagavatam because he was captivated by the transcendental qualities of Lord Krishna. Although Shukadeva Goswami was liberated soul, he does not require, he is already freed from all bondage. Nevertheless, when he heard about the qualities of Lord Hari, he was captivated. Atma Ramayascha Manoyo Nirgranda Apyur Krame Kurvanti Aitikum Bhaktim Ittam Bhuta Guno Hari. All kinds of Atma Ramas. They are liberated souls. They are freed from bondage. They are already self-satisfied. They already enjoy happiness inside. They do not require any kinds of happiness from outside. Nevertheless, they want to render service unto Krishna. Why? Because Krishna possesses transcendental qualities. Therefore, he attracts even the liberated souls towards him. Even the liberated souls towards Krishna. Therefore, Shukadeva Goswami studied this Bhagavatam, which is the essence of all Vedic literature. This Bhagavatam is the essence of Grantha Raja. Bhagavatam is called Grantha Raja, king of all Vedic literature. It's the essence of all Vedic literature. What is Vedic literature? Vedic literature means it consists of 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, and 18 Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana. These are called Vedic literature. This Vedic literature is meant for conquering the darkest region of ignorance and achieving the abode of Lord. This purpose of Vedic literature is meant for that, to get out of the entanglement of the materialistic life and go to the abode of the Lord. This Bhagavata Purana is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. What is Vedanta Sutra? The essence of all Vedas is put in the Vedanta Sutra. Essence of all Vedas is put in the Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta means end of Vedic knowledge. Veda, Anta. Veda means knowledge, Anta means end. Vedanta means end of all Vedic knowledge. Sutra means quotes. So essence of Vedic knowledge, or summary of all Vedic knowledge, given the code format, it's called Vedanta Sutra. Sutra means it's an aphorism which consists of words which is packed with full of meanings. Sutra means like it has few words. Each and every word will be packed with full of meaning. It's called Sutra. The Vedanta Sutra or Brahma Sutra, it has got 555 sutras divided into 4 chapters. The very first sutra is called Atato Brahma Jignasa. This aphorism, that's small word, Ata Brahma Jignasa. Small word, but it's packed with full of meaning. Just like, for example, a business organization. They have got some code word, small word, which is packed with full of meaning. Like a CIF. CIF means cost include freight. If you pay some money, the items will be delivered at your doorstep. Just to CIF, it's packed with meaning. Similarly, for example, ISKCON. If you ask ISKCON, only a devotee who's in touch with Srila Prabhupada's organization can know what is ISKCON. Others cannot understand what is ISKCON. They can interpret the way they want. Suppose somebody goes to ISKCON temple and they reach home and somebody asks, have you visited ISKCON? Yes. What is ISKCON? They will say ISKCON is a big mall. Because what they have seen, that one. Somebody say it's a food court, big food court. Because they have seen that they do not know really what is ISKCON. Only a person, an author, or one who established the institution, he knows ISKCON is meant to revive one's Krishna consciousness. Common people cannot understand by seeing the name, because it's packed with full of meaning. Similarly, Vedanta Sutra is packed with full of meaning. A common person, when he reads, he cannot understand. He can give his own things, just like a person sees ISKCON, it's a big mall. Like that, they can see some sutras and they give their own interpretation. So it requires brain to understand. Ordinary people cannot understand. Therefore, many people have given commentary. So Vyasadeva himself has given the commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Atato Brahma Jignasa. One should inquire about the truth, Brahman, the first sutra. Then Janma Dasya Yataha. Janma Adi Yasya Yataha. Only 4 words. The second sutra is packed with full of meaning. The entire Bhagavatam is coming from that one sutra. The entire Bhagavatam is coming from this one sutra. The beginning of Bhagavatam, it is said, Janmadasya Yato Anvaya. From whom this cosmic manifestations come into existence. Where it rests, where it dissolves. This one sutra is most important. So entire Bhagavatam is coming from this one sutra. Who is that absolute person from whom everything is coming? Who is the cause of everything that exists in this world? And what are his activities? That is described in the Bhagavatam. This one sutra. Therefore it's called Bhashyam Brahma Sutrana. Bhashya of Brahma Sutra. Only author can give the commentary. What is meant for? So Vyasadeva knew very well, in this age of Kali, people cannot understand the meaning of Vedanta Sutra. Because when they read, they can give their own interpretation to suit their needs. Once there was one socialist group, they want to do some welfare activity. They want to do some welfare activity. So they all discussed what can we do. So at the time, people, the labor class people, they drink alcohol and go and beat wife, spend all the money, and go and torture family members. So a lot of discussion was going on. Somehow we should go and teach people how to stop this alcohol, how serious this issue. It will spoil our life. They have a very good intention. So they all called a group of people, they had debate. Then they all went to different place. So they want to demonstrate so that our common people, they can understand through demonstration. So one doctor came and brought one white, crystal clear glass and kept on the table. And he took alcohol and put in the glass. Everyone was sitting, people watching. Then the doctor took some live worms, took the worms and put inside the glass. And the worms started struggling. And everyone was sitting and watching how the worm started struggling. After some time, the worm died. The worm died. So the doctor asked the audience, from this, what did you understand? I want to convey some important message through this demonstration. One person got up and said, Doctor, if we drink alcohol every day, all the worms in the stomach will die. There's no need to go to doctor. In order to keep our stomach clean, it's recommended to drink every day alcohol. The doctor wanted to convey something, and the person who is interested in sense gratification, he interpret the way he want. Similarly, Vyasadeva knew very well, people in the age of Kali, they can give their own interpretation. Therefore, he want to give the natural commentary by himself. Bhashyam Brahma Sutrana. So in today's verse, it is said that very Srimad Bhagavatam I shall recite before you because you are the most sincere devotee of Lord Krishna. One who gives full attention and respect to hearing Srimad Bhagavatam achieves unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord, the giver of salvation. So Shukadeva Goswami heard this from his spiritual master, his father Vyasadeva, and is going to repeat the same. One who gives full attention and respect to hearing this Bhagavatam will achieve unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord. In the second verse of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Dharma projita kaitaro nirmastra paramo satam vedyam vastam atra vastu shivadam tapa treyanmolam Srimad Bhagavade Mahamunikride Kimma Parer Ishvara Sadaya Hridya Avadrutya Atta Kritribi Shushabi Takshanat. This Bhagavatam kicks out all the religious principles which are materially motivated. This Bhagavatam established the highest truth, which can uproot all the threefold miseries, Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. And this Bhagavatam is compiled by Vyasadeva when he attained the complete maturity. Therefore, there is no need to read any other literature. Read this one Bhagavatam, that is enough. If one wants to go back home, back to Godhead, one can read this one Bhagavatam, that is enough. Because this is the final work of Vyasadeva. If anyone who gives attention to this Srimad Bhagavata Purana, by the culture of this activity, by regularly hearing, the Supreme Lord is established within his own heart. Simply by hearing Bhagavatam, one can go back home, back to God. It's most important. It is said, Sarva Vedanta Saramiti, Shri Bhagavatam Ishyade, Tad Rasamritasya Triptasya Nanyatra Syat Ratit Kvachit. This Bhagavatam is the essence of Sarva Vedanta Saram, essence of all Vedanta philosophy. One was tasted, Tad Rasamritasya, one was tasted the nectar of the Srimad Bhagavatam, will not go to any other literature. All literatures, nothing. Because highest taste, why should I go some other literature? He will not go to, he will not divert his attention to any other literature. Why? Because it's nectar. It's very, very important. Everyone should put full interest, because Chaitanya Prabhu says, this is Amala Purana. Chaitanya Prabhu recommended this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, this is 2 years enough for us to go back home, back to God. It's very, very important to understand Bhagavatam. And Vyasadeva established 3 important truths in the Bhagavatam, in the very first 3 verses. First 3 verses is the essence of all entire Bhagavatam. In the very first verse, he established the fact that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. Because generally Vedas deal with Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. Whereas this Bhagavatam is transcendent to all this Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. It's superior to all these things. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. It surpasses everything. It's a transcendental literature, this Bhagavatam. Why? Because in this Bhagavatam, the absolute truth in its personal feature is explained. Krishna's activities explained in this Bhagavatam. Therefore, it's beyond Brahman and Paramatma realization. So, in the very first verse, Vyasadeva explained that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. Krishna is the supreme absolute truth from whom everything has come into existence. And the second verse, Vyasadeva established the fact that Krishna can be understood only by Bhagavatam, through Bhagavatam. Krishna cannot be understood through any other means. By hearing Bhagavatam, one can understand that absolute truth. This is the second fact. And third fact, from whom one should hear? We should hear Bhagavatam from whom? Person like a Shukadeva Goswami. When we hear Bhagavatam from person like a Shukadeva Goswami, we can understand Krishna. In order to understand Krishna, one should book Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam. One should go through book Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam. Person Bhagavatam is like Shukadeva Goswami or representative of Shukadeva Goswami. Unless we hear Bhagavatam from a bona fide person, we cannot understand Bhagavatam. Now, how one should hear this Bhagavata Purana? That is explained here. Srimad Bhagavatam is recognized Vedic wisdom, and the system of receiving Vedic knowledge is called Avarova Pantha, or the process of receiving the transcendental knowledge through bona fide disciplic succession. There are two ways of achieving or gaining the knowledge. One is called Aroha Pantha. It's called a process of knowing the truth through ascending. And the Avaroha Pantha, to know the truth, to know the fact through hearing from the bona fide succession, bona fide disciplic succession. So among the two paths, there are many people who try to understand God, attempt their own by mental speculation or meditation. They come to the conclusion God is like that. We cannot understand God through our mental speculation or through meditation. One can understand God through Avarova Pantha, through hearing from the bona fide person or bona fide representative of the Lord, like a Shukadeva Goswami. And how one should read Bhagavatam, how one should approach Bhagavatam. We cannot take Bhagavatam, okay, today first chapter, tomorrow fourth canto, next day 10th canto, just to open whatever comes. We cannot read like this. One should systematically read, not here and there. We cannot take Bhagavatam, okay, this I can read like this. No, one has to systematically read. Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukadeva Goswami in the first chapter, because unless one knows the greatness of Lord, he cannot have unflinching faith in the Lord. He will be misguided. Therefore, one has to read or hear systematically, canto by canto. Parikshit Maharaj asked the question to Shukadeva Goswami, how does Lord create this universe? By his different energies. How does he maintain? How does he annihilate? How does he enact the primary creation? How does he enact the second creation? He asked the question, how Lord creates this universe? He did not ask Shukadeva Goswami, I want to hear Krishna's confidential pastime in Vrindavana, Rasa Leela. He did not ask. He wanted to hear the glories of the Lord right from the beginning. Neither speaker like a Shukadeva Goswami, anyway you are going to die in 7 days. Why should I explain all these things? Let me directly speak about Krishna in Vrindavan, about Rasa Leela, other things. No. Neither the seeker wanted a shortcut method, nor the speaker want to give the knowledge in shortcut way. Both of them are going systematically. When we read systematically, we'll understand the greatness of Krishna. And we'll be able to have unflinching faith in Krishna. When we read about the Pandavas, Draupadi, Prahlad Maharaj, Narada Muni, and many persons, Chitraketu, when we hear gradually from the first canto onwards, we'll be able to understand the devotees, how they have taken all the difficult situation, challenges, reverses, as the mercy of the Lord. Because they have taken all the challenges as the mercy of the Lord. When we read, we should also take. If we do not read all these things, directly go to 10th canto, we'll be misled. We'll understand Krishna is like one of us. So let us also enjoy. Krishna enjoyed, let us also enjoy. That kind of things, reading 10th canto will misguide us. Therefore, one should systematically read from canto after canto to understand the greatness of Krishna. If you read properly, then we will be able to see the mercy of Lord in every situation of our life. There was a king who was very generous, kind, and he was not having faith in God. He thought that I can attain success only by performing work properly. He wants to take credit for himself for all the works that he has done. And he is short-tempered also. And he had a minister. Who was devoted. And he has faith in the Lord and sees the mercy of the Lord in every situation of the life. So although they had a difference, the king and the minister, nevertheless, they enjoyed each other association. King one day, he wanted to go to forest. Generally, king will go to forest in order to drive away all the wild animals. So that place is meant for the Brahmanas to perform tapasya. So one day, he took the minister along with this army also. So while he was going deep inside the forest, he saw he was sitting on the horse. He saw there was a cobra, very powerful snake, venomous snake, started hissing. The horse started frightened and started jumping. And the king was sitting on the horse. Because the horse started jumping, the king fell off. Then immediately the snake came near the king and bit his finger and went. The king had severe pain and he thought, if I leave, this poison will go inside, go to brain, go to heart, I will die. So before the poison reaches to other part, let me cut off this finger. So he took the sword, cut the finger, and the minister got and put band-aid and started saying, it's all mercy of the Lord. The king became very angry. You idiot, I am suffering. I lost my finger and you are saying it's a mercy of the Lord. He again reiterated, yes, actually it's a mercy of the Lord. Please understand. The king became very angry. You foolish fellow. Then immediately told his servant, take this foolish minister, put him in the dungeon. Let him suffer. So the minister was taken to dungeon, put inside dungeon. And the king wanted to go further. He was going alone. When he was going, he was captured by dacoits. Some group of dacoits were searching for a man fit to be offered as a sacrifice to goddess Kali. The king was captured by the dacoits and was taken to the leader of the dacoits. And the leader of the dacoits looked at the king. You are very fortunate today. Because every day I am offering ordinary people blood to Mother Kali. Today I am going to offer royal blood to Mother Kali. So you are lucky today. The king was telling the most unlucky today because I am going to sacrifice my life, and he is telling that I am lucky. He started crying. Then the leader said, the servants take him. Means he has to take bath because before sacrificing him, he has to take bath and put different dress. So then everything they removed. He was about to be bathed. Then suddenly they saw finger was cut. They started saying, oh, finger is not there. The leader said, "You fools, don't you know? Incomplete human being cannot be offered as a sacrifice. Only a perfect person, means complete person only can be offered as a sacrifice to Kali. Release him. Go and find somebody who is complete, means all the parts should be there." So the king understood. The finger cut is the mercy of the Lord. So immediately he understood. He went to the kingdom, immediately went to dungeon and released his minister and asked apology. "Now I am convinced why I lost my finger. It's the mercy of the Lord. If I had not lost my finger, I would have lost my life today." Okay, still I am curious to understand. You have not committed any mistake, but yet you are forced to be in the dungeon. You are punished unnecessarily. How do you say this? Do you think this is also mercy of the Lord? He said, "Yes." How? How do you say that it's a mercy? You are suffering. The dungeon. "Yes, my Lord. Yes, my dear king. It's also mercy of the Lord. Suppose if you had not sent me to dungeon, I should have accompanied you. They would have captured both of us. When they found that you are incomplete, they would have offered me a sacrifice to Kali." So, a person, one who's situated in the mode of goodness, he can understand whatever challenges we may undergo is the mercy of the Lord. If you are not a devotee, we will blame Lord. He doesn't have eyes to see. So therefore, it's recommended one should read, hear Bhagavatam systematically. Then we'll have complete faith in the Lord. When one hears Bhagavatam sincerely from the bona fide spiritual master, he will be blessed by spiritual master, by Lord Krishna. Just like Narada Muni. Narada Muni, during the 4 months of Chaturmasa, he had rapt attention. He heard Krishna glories with rapt attention. And when he was hearing, the taste for the Lord Krishna increased every step. By hearing, the taste started increasing every step. So he was very gentle, very kind, and he was always absorbed in the service of the Bhaktivedantas. When the Bhaktivedantas saw the sincerity of the boy that is absorbed in hearing the glories of Lord Krishna, they blessed him and they imparted him the signs of Krishna consciousness. Like Prabhupada. When he was in Prayag in 1932, he had a pharmacy. At the time, he heard that Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur is in Vrindavan. He was conducting Vrajamandala Parikrama. So he wanted to go and meet Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur in 1932. So he went to the camp. So somebody came and told, "Today our Guru Maharaj is going to conduct session. Those who are interested can hear. And other people, we all go to see Sheshashai Vishnu temple." So all the people left for seeing Vishnu. They went to temple. Only some 6-7 people stayed there only. And Prabhupada heard from Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. He heard with rapt attention, although he could not comprehend, because Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur would speak highly philosophical things. He was not able to understand what he was saying. Nevertheless, he sat with complete absorption, heard from Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. Then later, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, after completing Parikrama, he went to Prayag. At that time, 1933, this. So Prabhupada was brought to Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Maharaj for initiation. And somebody introduced his Abhay Charan. So at the time when he looked at Prabhupada, Abhay Charan, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur very, very happy. Yes, he's eager to hear. Abhay Charan is eager to hear. He does not go away. I have already marked him to make him as my disciple. I will give him initiation. Because Prabhupada heard with rapt attention, that satisfied Bhaktisnana Saraswati Thakur. If anyone hears Bhagavatam with full interest, he can receive the mercy of the spiritual master. Yasyavam Vaishwayamanam Krishna Paramapurushe Bhaktir Udpatire Pumsa Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. It is stated in the Bhagavatam, that's first canto, 7th chapter. By giving oral reception to this Bhagavatam, feeling for devotional service is established immediately in the heart of a person. Anyone who gives oral reception to this Bhagavatam, the feeling for devotional service unto Lord Krishna is established in the heart. As a result, what happens? Shoka, Moha, Bhaya. It immediately extinguishes Shoka, Moha, Bhaya. So, we have to understand this principle. By giving attention, respect to this Bhagavatam, one can develop unflinching faith in Lord Krishna and thus become free from shoka, lamentation, moha, illusion, bhaya, fear, and become eligible to go back to the abode of Lord and enjoy with the Lord. This is the purport of this verse. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.